Hello guys, it's the Anime Alley here. Welcome back to Princess Evangile. Now to continue where we read off, because I don't think I read this when I stopped the recording last time. She had never worn it before, but she understood the basic process. The monthly fashion magazine she read sometimes had featured on the subject. If I end up looking like a panda. How do you mess up on makeup that badly to look like a panda? That sounds like something that you do on purpose for face paint. It was the next day, the day of the festival. I knew that Risco would be heading out early, so I decided to take the bus that would get there just in time. Okay, we'll better head out. Today I spent a lot of time styling my hair, something I didn't usually do. I also picked out what I consider my best outfit. I would have liked to buy something new, but I didn't have the time. But I wonder if what Aika said was true. She was the one who gave me the idea for the summer festival, so at lunch I went by to thank her. Why? Well... maybe she just really wanted to go to the festival? Since she was being so optimistic, I decided to play devil's advocate. Oh, I see. She had mentioned that Risco didn't like crowds just the night before. Right. I get gazed off into the distance. I think you're being a little premature. Right. It's true that I can't really imagine Risco accepting an invitation from a boy. When I thought about it that way, I couldn't help but get my hopes up, but I couldn't know for sure until I saw her in person. But counting on me, huh? Was she talking about me being a suitable partner for Risco? I could tell that Aika really cared about her sister. I didn't want to betray her. It was the evening, but the sun was still high in the sky. I went to the bus station in front of the school, and for once, there was a person there. A Festus student, I assume? It was a petite girl. She wore a hat low over her eyes, so I couldn't make out her face. One of her family would probably recognize her instantly, but I couldn't naturally. Oh, the bus is here. Any thoughts of that girl immediately faded from my mind. You think you'll recognize her with the hair? Like, who else do you know who has greenish bluish hair? Like, Kenomi wouldn't presume to monitor Risco, so she decided to shadow Messiah instead. When she saw him leaving his room, she ran off to the bus station to get there before him. Kenomi slumped over, pulled her hat down even lower, and kept her eyes fixed on Messiah, who was sitting ahead of her. She didn't want to believe it. What if Messiah made it to the shrine in the neighboring town and Risco was there too? She would be sad that she had been lied to, but... Why do people always put images, like, they always put their ideas on other people? I don't really get it. Like, this person, she's making the choice. They're making the decisions. Don't mold them into the person that you wish them to be. Like, see? She's like, oh, she'll never be like a guy. Are you freaking kidding me? Look at reality. She's her own individual person. She can make choices for herself. I glanced at the map right before getting off, but seemed there was no need. There was a flood of people heading in the direction when I left the station. There was no way I could get lost. The festival must be pretty popular. I was hoping it would be a lively one, but Risco didn't like crowds. Whoa. It was definitely a big deal. There were stalls everywhere. Okay, let's see. From this image here, I see a water balloon thing. I don't know what that water balloon is. Guessing that's the thing next to it is a snow cone stand. The goldfish scoop would be that yellow one at the far end, and the one across from it would be a mask shop or a surprise bag. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've been to a festival, so, or a long, long time. Now that I think about it, when was the last time I've been to a festival? Again, long. Now that I think about it, it's been forever since I last went to a festival now. Not since that incident, anyway. Maybe I've been unconsciously avoiding them. See, now let's go. While keeping a close watch over Messiah, Kanomi continued to scan the grounds for Risco. She wasn't there. Messiah was looking for someone too, but maybe it wasn't Risco. They ended up doing a full circuit. Isn't it supposed to be circle of the grounds? Messiah tilted his head. Then suddenly Messiah changed direction, walking towards a seemingly deserted spot. Kanomi had hid behind the stall and peeked out so that he wouldn't see her. Messiah was heading towards a large tree. 3 men were standing below it. She hadn't noticed who the men were clustered around, but it was Risco. Messiah walked up to her without hesitation, and then the man quickly backed off. From a distance, she could tell that Risco was looking at him with gratitude. Then she realized she couldn't come out. She had intended to jump out the second they met. She really couldn't believe it. Risco and Messiah. Phew! 3 men muttered to themselves, but Messiah stood firm, and they eventually dispersed. Are you okay? Not at all. Have you been waiting on the shrine grounds this whole time? A beauty like her standing all by herself, it was only natural that guys would make a pass at her. Risco put a hand to her chest and let out a sigh. Say you're not good with crowds, right? Maybe we shouldn't have gone to a museum or something instead. I'm glad to hear you say that. I haven't been to a festival in a while either. Yes, it's a little exciting for me, of course. I started feeling a bit bashful and turned my eyes away. A big part of that is being here with you. Turn my eyes back to her, deciding it would probably be best to make my feelings clear. I was hoping this could be a date. Yeah, though I guess that doesn't change things much anyway. Oh, you want to walk around? Yeah. I was about to head out, then turn right back to Risco. There's something different about you today. Yeah, like with your face. I stared at her and then she averted her eyes self-consciously. Her cheeks turned red. It was super cute. Ah, makeup. Oh, I see. Maybe just a trick of the light? Risco spoke in a plaintive tone that was entirely unlike her. Ah, I see. Naturally, makeup was forbidden at Vesnes. Risco was so beautiful she didn't need makeup, but she didn't look bad with it on either. Why? Oh, I don't know about that. It doesn't look bad on to you. To me. Ugh. Oh, yeah? I ducked my head a little bit. I still have my hair for once, I guess, because of this. Risco giggled. It was nice to see her laughing unreservedly for once. I overslept and I didn't have time to fix it yet. Well, I guess you wouldn't from girls. I felt the same way. Well, we'll see what happens next year, I guess. Well, it's no big deal. Let's walk around. You don't go to festivals very often either, right, Risco? Ah, I heard about that. See. Shrine grounds weren't even that big, but they were packed with people. Someone bumped into her but kept walking as if nothing had happened. Are you okay? I pulled her arm lightly and brought her towards me. I know you aren't clumsy at all, Risco. Earlier. Ah. You're making too much of it. Actually, I remember Konomi got mad at me for that. I found myself scanning the grounds as I did. I felt like I saw someone darting for cover, but it was probably just my imagination. I really want to spend the evening star gathering with you last night, Risco. I don't know. I figured today I'd get to make up for yesterday. If we're going to do standard summer festival activities, we have to try out the goldfish scooping. It's been so long since I've been to a festival, I bet my skills are a bit rusty on goldfish scooping. What about Parabelle? See, well, if we can't keep a pet, we'll just give it back. How does that sound? That's right, catch and release would be a great help to me. Well then, let's try. Risco nodded, her expression turned serious. She looked down at the goldfish catching tool, which the stall vendor referred to as a pole. And with expressly serious declaration, she plunged the pole into the water. The paper tore almost instantly. Here you go. Since you didn't get a goldfish, I'll give you one more try for free. Although you don't just rapidly put it in. You have to skim over the water a little bit. I don't really know much about it. I stepped in, give it a try. I have learned from watching Risco that you couldn't just plunge the pole in carelessly. I dipped it in parallel to the water surface, aiming for a small goldfish. I gradually went for bigger and bigger fish. It was easier than I thought it would be. You're really something, kid. I'm sure glad you'll be doing catch and release. In the end, I caught about 10 goldfish before it was over. I don't know, I think this pole is just sturdier than the last one. You want to give it another try? Go on ahead. But it was a lot of fun. I can't help but smile. Why does this game make me smile so much? Oh, should we try that one next? I pointed to the whack-a-mole. We played games for a while, then decided to try out some summer festival food. I'm enjoying the picture. I like it when you see someone smiling. I don't know why. Yeah, it's been forever since I had cotton candy, but it's delicious. Huh? Something wrong. It's true that I had rarely even seen Risco eat anything outside of lunch and tea. Aside from munching happily on the cotton candy truly made me smile. No, you just look like you're enjoying it so much. Risco's eye suddenly darted elsewhere. And this is where we learn Risco's obsession. What's nice? You don't have to get so flustered. I gave her a wary smile. Did you see something you liked? I turned to the place she was looking at. Masked stuffed animals. There was a stall selling character masks and one selling stuffed animals right next to it. I couldn't help but smile at her overly formal phrasing. Never knew you liked stuffed animals, Risco. She nodded, blushing. We stood in front of the stuffed animals stall. Risco narrowed her eyes and evaluated each one to get. I found myself looking over the target range. I had missed them earlier due to the crowd around them, but now they were open. There are stuffed animals on the target range too. Risco, you like bunnies, right? Yeah. I was a little shocked by her sudden shout. Risco's eyes were sparkling. Risco used the word adopt instead of win. Said a lot about how she really felt. Believe it or not, I used to have pet bunnies. One played with a basketball for some reason. I don't know why. Just like to hop on it and then roll. Yeah, you can't see him. Let's try the target range. She definitely thought of them as people. I couldn't help but laugh. Stuffed animals were pretty big and looked an easy target, but there were smaller prizes lined up in front of them, set up like shields. Believe it or not, I'm a pretty good shot. Especially when it comes to snipers. My most preferred weapon, the sniper, melee weapon, and a freaking pistol. Dual pistols, anyway, like both the more or less are magnums actually for like like two Desert Eagles. Just although the recoil would hurt your hand so much, it's still fun. Got it. Actually, I was after the bunny. I paid the fee and lifted the gun. Pop. The cork went flying with a soft sound. Although that type of game, you actually have to. Here's a little hint, and probably most solo owners are going to hate me because I'm going to say this on a video. It's easier when there's multiple people aiming for the same target. Because sometimes it takes more than one person to actually shoot the target. Like, for example, you have two people aiming in the same direction, then you aim for the actual target. I ended up hitting the deck of cards in front of it. The old vendor handed me the cards, then set a new pack up in its place. I don't guess you could leave it open, would you? Oh no, apparently not. I had 3 shots in total. The second shot went over the bunny's head. 1 shot left. It didn't have to be my last, but I took careful aim and pulled the trigger. Pop. Whoa. I was impressed with myself. I totally hit the target. Nice one, kid. The old man handed me the stuffed animal, looking curiously pained about it. Because for store vendors, it costs them so much money just to to order in the toy and then put it up. As we left the stall, I handed over the stuffed animal. Here you go. Yeah, that's why I got it, after all. Name her? The Godfather. I am the Godfather. Risco was smiling brightly. Then oh. Names came to me soon. Lotta Bun? What about Little Bun Jr.? In that case, I started thinking again. Just then, suddenly, someone charged at me. It was so sudden I couldn't move at first. So it was Konomi. I didn't recognize her because of the hat. The stuffed animal disappeared from my grip just as I was wondering where it went, and I saw it on Konomi's hands. In Konomi's hands. You think Konomi will care enough for Risco for her to let her be happy? Does she look? Because think about it. Does she appear to be having fun? Does she appear to be smiling? Yes, she did. You shouldn't be the one ruining it. Konomi shook her head vehemently. How could you be lonely? Again, how could you be lonely? You literally live in the same school. Pen pal. And also, are those glasses glitching into her eyeball? Yeah, I think those glasses are glitching into her eyes. Because wouldn't the frame be right there, there, and there? Konomi hugged the bunny plush tightly. Risco's expression went blank. There was something disturbing about how she was acting, but Kanomi was so hysterical she didn't even try to notice. I think Kanomi drew closer to Risco. Bristle. Kanomi tossed the stuffed animal away, then dashed off at great speed. The next we knew, a crowd of people had formed around us, and I could hear them whispering to each other. Oh, was it love troubles? That girl who ran off was cute, and so is she. What an awful man. We should go home. It seems about that time. I picked the stuffed animal off the ground and dusted off. Here. How about Tunneler? She wrinkled her nose. Sorry, I'll fix a bun. Bun. I thought we'd end up on the same train back to Goka, but I didn't see Kanomi anywhere. Maybe she walked back? I checked the timetable. It seemed there was still a little time before the last bus, so I invited Risco to tea and I wanted to have a talk. The waiter took our orders and left. Once he was gone, she bowed her head to me. You got nothing to apologize for, Risco. Kanomi seemed to have special feelings for Risco that Risco didn't share. But I guess that made sense, given how she called her Onisama. That sort of thing seemed to happen a lot at girls' schools. I thought back to all the graffiti in the Caroline. Well, I guess Kanomi was feeling lonely. There was no harm in defending her. I didn't think Kanomi was seriously seeking out a lesbian relationship. The stage would probably just last for as long as she was at Vesnes. Rice had said something like that before, too. Still, right now, we're still students at Vesnes. There's no escaping that fact. In that case, the confusion that Kanomi was feeling was surely real. Did you hide the fact that we were going out with her? Risco nodded. The reason she had hid the fact was probably to help spare Kanomi's feelings. After all, given how she acted last night, there was no real way for the three of us to go together. Unless I really wanted to be alone with Risco tonight too. They brought in the drinks we ordered and we drank them quietly. I drank my oolong tea pretty quickly. The anxiety must have made me thirsty. I invited her for tea to tell her something. Now that we're here, I had to say it properly. Risco Kanomi beat me to the punch earlier, so I didn't get to say it, but I really like you. Well, I don't need to hear an answer right away, of course, but I felt so shy I had started to babble. It's just, I wanted to let you know that's where I'm at right now. Right now. Having said that, I wanted to say I was able to relax. I looked at the bunny she had placed at the edge of the table. Was that Laura Bun you mentioned at the training camp a stuffed animal? Was the reason he had such a big suitcase because Laura Bun was sleeping inside it? Like Risco, I decided to treat him like people. Risco stood up, her face crimson. It was a strange feeling for me, but definitely a happy one. Hey, I'm not judging. And on to the next part.